everybody. So apparently, a lot of people are losing their jobs right now. When, according to the Way report, he's going to say it's 65,000, and that number continues to climb. So let's get down to what is actually causing people to lose their jobs here in America in 2026.
5 a.m. Central Time. And I got the numbers for you today that are going to change how you see everything. 65,000. That's the number. 65,000 jobs gone in 48 hours. Okay? It's a lot of jobs that's gone in a short amount of time. Amazon, 16,000 this week. UPS, 30,000 announced this week. Dow Chemical, 4,500. MasterCard, 1,400. Meta Reality Labs, 1,500. 65,000 workers got the news this week that their jobs are gone. But here's what nobody's telling you. We are not in a recession. GDP grew 4.4% last quarter, strongest growth since 2023. Unemployment is 4.4%, historically low. Consumer spending is up. So why are these companies cutting? Because we are not in a recession. We are in something different. We are in the silent correction.
Okay, so as somebody who's into the trading market, a recession is basically 2 months or 2-3 month periods of GDP losses, of economic downfall, in a sense, just to make it in simpler terms. And what this guy is saying is usually when a lot of jobs are being cut, it's because GDP is going down. But if the economy's growing, why aren't there people with more jobs? Come on, guys, you know it's because of AI. You know it's because of technology. You know people are getting replaced by the machine. Look at these companies. Some of them are tech companies, but some of them also transportation companies. Elon Musk just decided that from now moving forward, he's only making self-driving cars. The cars have no steering wheel. They only have a screen, guys. How is he even getting permission to do this? I don't know. But at the end of the day, this is what's happening. The need for human labor is slowly dwindling.
A targeted reset, hitting specific job categories, while the headline numbers look fine. I want you guys to type silent if you feel it, even though the numbers say we are okay. Type silent in the chat. The numbers don't match reality. But inside this silent correction, something else is happening. A great rotation. Okay? A great rotation. LinkedIn in the World Economic Forum just released 1.3 million. That's how many AI jobs were created in the last 2 years.
So tell me this, guys. If you're losing jobs in America, your citizens are losing jobs and they're not making any money, yet GDP is continuing to climb, where is all the money going? Bro, they told me to get a job, go to school, get good grades, get a job. That's what I was told to do, right? Even though I didn't follow it, but most people were told to do this. And now jobs are being cut and they're being replaced by robots. So where's all the money going, guys? It's going up the edge. Who owns the AI? Who owns the systems that is powered by AI? That's where the money's going. Dude, the gap between the rich and the poor is growing. It's growing. If you don't do anything about it, not only will you suffer, but your wife and your children are going to suffer. Your family is going to suffer. Okay? And make no mistake, guys, it's not all about money. At the end of the day, Jesus Christ is Lord and Savior. He's the thing you should be striving for the most. Okay, but while we're here, I don't want to suffer that much. I mean, I want to make my pain and suffering as minuscule as possible. I'm not trying to be serving AI or be worshiping robots just to be able to put food in my mouth, to be able to feed my family and provide a home for them. Can't even afford homes. We can barely keep a job. We can't even enjoy life. Okay? The dating economy is trash, so you can't even really get a family like that.
$1.3 million new jobs, while 65,000 got cut this week. The economy isn't contracting. It is sorting. And it's sorting winners from losers, builders from coordinators, AI adjacent from AI displaced. I want you guys to type rotation if you see where this is going. Y'all ready for the show today? Are y'all ready for the show today, guys? This is the Daily Climb. Let's look at the data, okay? Got a good show for you guys today, man. I got a good show for you guys today. Okay? Let's break down the 65,000 first. All right? Because each one of these, some workers found out through a calendar invite. An executive named Colleen Aubrey accidentally sent out a meeting invite about Project Dawn. Project Dawn? That's what they called the layoff plan internally. The invite got sent early, then canceled. Caused panic across the entire company. But the official announcement? Beth Galletti, Amazon's Senior Vice President of People Experience, said this in her announcement. We are cutting back on bureaucracy and reallocating resources towards AI infrastructure. Let me translate that for you. Cutting back on bureaucracy means cutting people who coordinate, people who manage, people who oversee. Reallocating towards AI infrastructure means the money that used to pay for your salary now pays for data centers and servers and chips. The roles hit hardest: middle management, program managers, operations, HR functions, anything that coordinates without building. Now let's talk about.
You already know if you work in HR, it's over for you. Because if you've talking or spoken to ChatGPT or anything, they sound like humans, one. But even, let's say you say something rude to ChatGPT, like call it dumb, stupid, or curse it out, it's gonna course correct. It reminds me of that scene in Demolition Man when Stallone was effing, cussing out the robots in the future, and it kept giving them like little demerit papers, like little tax bills or whatever he had to pay. That's what's coming. You cussing, HR is gonna be, you're gonna beg for humans back. You're gonna beg for the petty HR ladies and HR gentlemen. Because robots have no feelings. They don't care about you, they don't care about your job. That's not how they're programmed.
UPS, 30,000 jobs in 2026 alone. But that's not the full picture, guys. In 2025, they already cut 48,000. 48,000. Let me show you the numbers. Early 2025, UPS had 490 workers. End of 2025, they had 442,000 workers. Target for the end of 2026, 410,000 workers. That's 80,000 jobs gone in 18 months. That's the population of a small city. That's the population of a decent-sized city.
Wow. How many families
CFO Brian Dyke said this in his earnings call. These cuts would primarily affect operational positions through attrition and voluntary separation. They are also closing 24 facilities in the first half of 2026. 93 buildings closed in 2025, more coming later this year. They call it the network of the future. Fewer buildings, fewer people, more robots, more automation. I want you guys to look at the scene real quick. Okay? Look at the scene real quick. Look at the screen. This is the network of the future.
There's nobody there.
You don't see people sorting packages. Okay? You see automated belts. You see scanners. You see robots. And here's the thing. UPS is choosing to lose Amazon's business. They call Amazon's packages extraordinary dilutive. Translation, not profitable enough. So they are shrinking on purpose to become more efficient with fewer humans. Okay? Now let me show you something else that changes everything, okay? Go to Dow Chemical. 4,500 jobs. That's about 13% of their workforce. This is not a tech company, guys. This is a heavy industry chemicals manufacturing company. And they explicitly cited AI and automation as the reason for the cuts. Karen S. Carter, Dow's chief operating officer, said this, quote, the goal of transform to outperform is to achieve simplification and productivity improvements that escalate Dow's competitive position. Transform to outperform. That's what they're calling it. Now here's what you need to understand. Dow expects to save $2 billion a year from these cuts. $2 billion. They're not cutting because the business is failing.
Dude, hold on. Wait, let me let him finish this.
They're cutting because AI lets them do more with less.
So basically what they're saying to you is that, man, if you don't hear me say it enough, guys, you're useless to these people. They don't care about you. And even if they did care about you, to compete in the workforce, to make sure that they don't go out of business, they have to cut you. So even if they don't like what's going on, just to stay relevant, just to compete, just to make sure that their business stays afloat, they have to compete in the AI space. They have to. But basically what they're saying is, man, a robot can do it better. So here's the thing, guys. Before you get all sad and start complaining, one, once again, believe in Jesus Christ. But two, guys, how are you going to make sure that you don't end up being one of these people that gets replaced by a robot in these working facilities? See, and you know, I get a little nervous too, and I know it's not the end all be all, but at serving tables, people like interaction. They like to be served. They like to communicate with a person. So the human interaction is there for the job I work at, which is serving tables. And I know a lot of people are going to come into serving tables, which is going to make hours go down. Demand is going to go down for servers because so many people are going to come in, and the supply for hours and positions is going to go down because there's so many people. Or it's down in our favor. But think about it. In a work facility like Amazon, nobody cares who packages it up. Nobody's going to be like, oh, well, a robot packaged up my package, so I don't think I'm going to support that. Man, if it costs them less money, they're not even going to ask questions. People aren't going to ask you a single thing. I'm nervous for a lot of people. I'm nervous for the state of America. I'm making sure that I provide and start building something so that at least my children can eat. They're going to have their own battles in their lifetime, but at least they're going to have a chance, a fighting chance, hopefully, right? Hopefully. What are you building right now to make sure that this doesn't happen to you is the real question.
This is the pattern spreading across Silicon Valley and beyond Silicon Valley. Tech companies did it first. Now industrial companies are following. The playbook is the same. Eliminate human layers, invest in AI, boost margins. And closed doors, even though the headline numbers look fine. I want you guys to type silent in the chat if you feel that. Type silent in the chat. Okay? A lot of people in this market are feeling stuck, guys. Now let me show you what Americans are actually feeling. Okay? Let me show you an image here. The Conference Board Consumer Confidence Index. It dropped to 84.5. Okay? That's the lowest since May 2014, 12 years. And here's what's crazy. That's lower than the pandemic, lower than when everything was shut down, lower than when nobody knew what was happening. Dana Peterson, a chief economist at the Conference Board, said this: confidence collapsed in January as consumer concerns about both the present situation and expectations for the future deepen. Collapse, that's the word that she used. The expectations index, which measures how people feel about the future, it dropped to 65.1. Now here's what you need to know. When that number falls below 80, it usually signals a recession is ahead. We are at 65, guys. 28.5% of Americans expect fewer jobs to be available. That's up.
How do you even expect to read the markets of the future? Like, what's coming is obvious, but it's also unobvious. Like, how bad it's going to be is people aren't ready. This isn't being taught in school on how to prepare for times like this. This is going to be a different type of recession. The 1930s is going to look like a cakewalk compared to what's about to happen. Right? Because in the 1930s, there were so many people available for work that the people could just go out there and say, you, I'll give you a chance today, I'll give you a chance today, I'll give you a chance today, you can eat, you can eat, you can eat, you can eat, and I'll come back to you tomorrow. Sorry, I don't have any more. I can only give out so much. What's going to happen this time is going to be like, guys, get away from my fence. We don't need your help. Get away. Go figure out somebody else. Go. Bro, they're going to be riots. People are going to raid. You see what happens when the winter storm happened? People go raid the stores. You saw what happened during COVID. People ran and rushed for toilet paper. Bro, people are not prepared to take care of themselves on their own. I'm not even really prepared for that. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you. But my goal is to get a bunch of people together and say, let's build something. Not just a bunch of money, infrastructure. Let's build compounds. Let's grow food. Let's learn how to really take care of a village without necessarily the need for a government. The confidence in the government is completely gone. Do they care? No. Why? Because you don't have another choice. You're stuck in the system.
From 26%. Only 13.9% expect more jobs, down from 17.4%. So Americans feel it, even if the numbers say something else, even if the number says everything is fine. Now let me show you the split, because this is where it all makes sense, okay? Indeed Hiring Lab just released their January data. Total job postings as of December the 31st, only 6% above pre-pandemic levels. 6% in 5 years. That's basically flat. But AI job postings, 134% above pre-pandemic. Let me say that again. Total jobs up 6%, AI jobs up 134%. Same labor market, completely different realities. 45% of data and analytics job postings now mention AI. 15% of marketing postings mention AI. 9% of HR postings mention AI. The labor market is bifurcating, guys, splitting in two. If you have AI skills, opportunities are expanding. If you don't, you are competing for a shrinking pool.
Learn AI. Learn it.
Now let me show you what the CEOs are saying. because they are confirming this on record.
Oh, wow.
Check this out. Okay? I want to go to an earnings call, Meta's Q4 earnings call that happened a day ago. Listen to what Mr. Zuckerberg said on his earnings call, January 28, 2026.
North Star is building the best place for individuals to make a massive impact. So to do this, we're investing in AI native tooling so individuals at Meta can get more done. We're elevating individual contributors and flattening teams. We're starting to see projects that used to require big teams now be accomplished by a single very talented person. I want to make sure that as many of these very talented people as possible choose Meta as the place that they can make the greatest impact.
Mark Zuckerberg. Meta.
Hey, forget the workforce. Give me the best and the brightest, and that's all I need. 100 people, one person can accomplish what 100 people can accomplish with AI. So just give me him. I'll pay him. The other 100 people can go find somewhere else to eat.
CEO. Earnings call this week. Quote, we're starting to see projects that used to require big teams now be accomplished by a single, very talented person. I'll share with you what they are doing. Check this out. Okay? See that big old thing in the back there? That's not a bulldozer. Look at that machine. That is a massive turbine generator. Companies building AI data centers are buying these massive turbine generators, and they're buying them by the hundreds. So companies building AI data centers are buying Caterpillar turbines, natural gas generators to power their facilities. One data center developer, Connor Andrews from a company called Julie, said this, quote, we have an order of over 600 natural gas reciprocating engines from Caterpillar. We are working on a 4,000 acre campus in central Utah. It will generate electricity on site. 600 engines, 4,000 acres on site power generation. Caterpillar's backlog, $51 billion. That's a record. That's 6 times their annual revenue in orders waiting to be filled. They are investing $725 million in the Lafayette, Indiana plant, largest factory investment in 15 years. And they are partnering with the American Intelligence and Power to deploy 2 gigawatts of dedicated power for hyperscale AI data centers. Guess what? Caterpillar is hiring. They are not cutting because they're building the physical layer of the AI economy. And then there's NVIDIA. Let's go to NVIDIA, guys. Okay, NVIDIA. Why Amazon and UPS cut 46,000 jobs? NVIDIA, they are minting millionaires. Jensen Huang, NVIDIA CEO, said this on the podcast. I've created more billionaires on my management team than any CEO in the world. That's what he said. He personally reviews every employee's compensation, every single one. H-1B visa filings show that NVIDIA pays pretty darn well. They pay pretty well. I got a chance to look at an article on Business Insider today on what NVIDIA pays. This is the article right here. NVIDIA's salary revealed how much the chip giant pays engineers and other key roles as its stock mints millionaires. Look at these salaries, guys. Software engineers, 92,000 to 425,000 base. That's before stock. Research scientists, 104,000 to 431,000 base. Product managers, 131,000 to 379,000. The same week that Amazon cut 16,000 workers, NVIDIA is paying individual contributors over $400,000. That is the base salary. Type building.
Shout out to NVIDIA. Paying more people, or paying people more. Are they paying more people though? Okay, so when you really look at it, you have to understand that some people care about you more than others. But make no mistake, guys, how many of you have any of these degrees? These are all engineering degrees. None of them are not this is an engineering company, right? How many of you guys got an engineering degree? I don't. Hey, I don't, man. You know, I'm sitting here watching this, and I'm really just baffled at how many people are gonna be stuck. But the movies tried to tell us. The Walking Dead was a form of this. Demolition Man was a form of this. Man versus Machine, Terminator, Alien versus Predator. All these movies are subliminal messages to what's actually happening in this AI space. The Jetsons. Remember they had FaceTime in the Jetsons. FaceTime didn't come out till the iPhone came out, for real. Video chat and video calls was a thing, but come on. This has been information, public information. You just gotta know where to look, and then you gotta believe it and see the signs. But shout out to them, man. These incomes are nice. Makes you kind of wish you had an engineering degree, right?
If you see who's actually winning. Type building in the chat. Now let me bring this together, okay?
The AI salaries that are going up. So, I still think you're gonna need an engineering degree for the most part, but I'm no professional, so don't quote me on that. But AI salaries is going up. So if you can offer a company any sort of AI skill, guys, get on it while it's early. Get on it while it's easily. Learn it now. It's gonna be so much more of a better investment than going to school. It just will be. And on top of that, it's gonna be something that you can utilize for yourself. Even if you make just enough to eat, even if you make some type of content creation channel, some type of program, some type that's gonna help any small businesses out, you can start establishing yourself now before the wave gets very, very huge and everybody starts doing it. Why? Because they don't have another choice. Get on the carousel now. Okay, jump on the bandwagon now. Be a pioneer. Be a leader in the AI space. It's still very, very early, guys. AI is not even 5 years old yet, at least publicly. Okay, and you can already see the demand for it. This is the internet all over again. People slept on the internet. People said, I don't care about the web. The information highway. Go look at these old heads talk. Go listen to them talk. They talk about the internet. I can send that by mail. What, electronic mail? Bill Gates said he wanted a computer in everybody's home. I mean, come on now. It didn't happen, obviously. 100% is not, but most people to this day have a computer at their home. If not, they have a smart device. These piggybacked companies, Facebook is possible. The iPhone is possible because of these type of technologies. Even though Apple was its own thing, but once again, AI. This is gonna be how you operate on a day-to-day basis. It's gonna create your schedule. It's gonna, shop for you, or most people. It's going to literally do a lot of things for a lot of people. You can try to keep the human element in as much as possible, and I recommend that you do. But not utilizing the skill is detrimental to your success. It's detrimental to your future. Okay, long as we ain't accepting the mark of the beast, whenever that is or whatever it may be, I'm for using the use of AI, but the use of it replacing people, I'm not for that. I can't lie.
Principal, 280,000 to 400,000. Machine learning specialist, mid-level, 140,000 to 175,000. Senior, 175,000 to 220,000. Staff level, 220,000 to 270,000. Prompt engineer, this is the one that surprises most people. Mid-level, 90,000 to 150,000. Senior, 150,000 to 250 million applications a year. She said this at Davos. High demand. So these aren't 4-year degrees either. These are certifications that you can get in weeks and months. That directly credentials correlate cybersecurity. AI creates all kinds of new vulnerabilities. Someone has to protect against these vulnerabilities. Someone has to protect these companies. Information security analysts growing 33%. Let me talk about certifications because specific credentials correlate with higher pay. AWS machine learning specialty, 10 to 15% salary premium. Azure AI engineer associate, 10 to 15% premium. Google Cloud professional machine learning engineer, similar premium. Certified Kubernetes app administrator for AI infrastructure roles, high demand. So these aren't 4-year degrees either. These are certifications that you can get in weeks and months that directly correlate with higher pay. Okay? Now, real quick, if you want the complete breakdown, the certification roadmaps, the salary data by role, the positioning frameworks, check out our Patreon, patreon.com/Black Heights, okay? Every week, we break down exactly what's working for people making these transitions to strategies that actually land jobs. It's just $5.99 a month, basically a coffee. Link is in the description. All right? Okay? Let's do this. Let me give you the framework. 3 sentences that tell you everything that you need to know. Number 1, if you build, deploy, or maintain AI systems or sell them, you are in demand. Okay? Number 2, if AI can replicate 70% or more of your tasks, you have 12 to 18 months to pivot. Number 3, if you coordinate without specialized expertise, start your exit plan. That's it. 3 sentences. Write them down. Take a screenshot. Do whatever you need to do. But these 3 sentences are what you need to know. Now you see the rotation. 1.3 million jobs created. Healthcare, AI infrastructure, skilled trades, cybersecurity. The jobs exist. The question is, what do you do this weekend to position yourself? We are at Friday, guys. I want you guys to stay with me because I got an action plan for you. Okay? I got an action plan. It's not all doom and gloom. We give solutions over here. So what the daily.
So as you can see, guys, this is starting to get a little bit more serious. day by day. Day by day, assuming most of this stuff is true, according to the Consumer Reports, but I don't see why it wouldn't be true. I just feel like it's just how true it is and how soon the truth is to come. Okay? Because something that is not necessarily true today can definitely be true in a week's time, in a year's time, in a decade's time. Okay? A 10-year plan, if you're in your 30s, like, what is your 40s, 50s, and 60s going to be like if you don't implement this? If you're just graduating high school and you're about to go to college to get a 4-year degree, if you're still following that old stupid system, I'm telling you, for the most part, most degrees, 99% of them are trash. But even if they aren't trash, because you can't even get a job without the AI. But now with AI, you're about to go get a job, a 4-year degree to learn something that's going to be outdated. I remember going to school for computer science, and they used to tell me, like, oh, by the time you get out of learning computer science, when you graduate computer science, the information that you learned at that time is going to be null and void. So it's an ever-learning process, which isn't a bad thing. But if it's replacing you, then what are you learning it for? Okay, so you got to use it to implement something. I know I sound like a broken record, but that's insane. Let's see what the end of this video is and the great rotation he's talking about. And we're going to end this on this one.
Let me talk about what's coming next as well. Stay with me, all right? We covered a lot today, but most importantly, here's what we covered. Number one, we are in a silent correction. It's silent. You don't hear people talking about it unless they watch the Daily Climb show, unless they watch some other economists. We are not in a recession. GDP grew 4.4%. Unemployment is 4.4%. But hiring is at the lowest rate since 2013. 65,000 job cuts in 48 hours. Consumer confidence collapsed to a 12-year low. The economy is growing, but workers are being replaced. That is the silent correction. Number two, the labor market is bifurcating around AI. AI job postings up 134% from pre-pandemic. Total job postings only up 6%. The divide isn't employed versus unemployed. It's AI adjacent versus AI displaced. Number three, follow the builders, not the cutters. Apple is building $143.8 billion quarter, building products that people want, that people love. Okay. Caterpillar is builder, record quarter, $51 billion backlog, building infrastructure AI needs. NVIDIA is paying 400,000 base salaries, building the future. Amazon, UPS, Dow, MasterCard are cutting workers, trading humans for efficiency. The companies building are winning. The companies cutting are shrinking. Again, if you need help navigating this, certification roadmaps, the position strategies, the weekly action plans.
Basically what he's saying is this: if they're just cutting people because they're losing money, they're going to still eventually continue to lose money and eventually go out of business. Those who are cutting people because they're building a software or a new system with AI are the ones that are reliable. That's what he's saying. So if you see a company cut 65,000 people, but they've not built an AI system or some type of system to replace the efficiency that those people brought, you might as well not even worry about them being around. Unless they're working silently and you're just not seeing what's happening at face value. But don't be cutting people out your company. Oh yeah, I mean, I can't tell them what to do, but like, they're cutting people out their company because they can't afford to pay them, but they're not trying to figure out a way to replace that efficiency. That company's doomed, man. That's over with.
Join our Patreon, www.patreon.com/Black Heights. People in our community are making moves. People in our community are making.
So yeah, guys, that's pretty much it, man. As we continue to go down this AI rabbit hole, we're still learning. Guys, if you want to enter into a platform that's going to actually teach you how to learn AI, how to learn a new skill set, the one I use is actually trading. As we get acclimated with this content creation, building out websites, building out systems, just stay in contact. Find a way out or start working on an exit plan. Please, please, for not only yourself, but the future of your family. Till next time, guys, Too Tall out.
Making these transactions.